Hi, welcome to my card and a cuppa for Friday the 29th of December. My name's Denise McCabe and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia on the New South Wales Central Coast. So just bear with me while I make sure I've gone live in the right place because that's always a good thing. So just hold on for a moment. Looks like I am in the right place. Yes. Okay. That's great. Okay, so I hope everyone's had a lovely Christmas, and this week in between Christmas and New Year, that you never know what day it is or what time it is. I hope everyone's had an enjoyable week and spent some lovely time with their family. We did, so that was good. Okay, let's flip down to the craft desk and we can get started. Okay, here we go. Pretty sure that's right. Let's see. Yep, go. Okay, so I'll just turn my lamp on. It might flare for a minute and then it'll be fine. Okay, so today I'm going to play with this beautiful paper. I've been playing with it for the week, for most of this week. It's called Flight and Airy, and it's one of the designer series papers that you can get for free during Sale-a-bration, and Sale-a-bration starts on the 4th of January when the new mini catalogue goes live. So what have we got? When's the 4th? Next Thursday, so just a little bit less than a week. So this paper is in the Sale-a-bration catalogue, and you can excuse me, you can get it for free when you spend $90 on product from this catalogue or the annual catalogue. You can choose a free Sale-a-bration item. Level 1 is for a $90 spend, and there's a level 2 for $180 spends. So I think everybody's got their catalogues now. So I'll show you a few things I've made with this paper. I started off making some little calendars that I'm going to give out at my launches. So Facebook's always a little bit behind, so maybe I'll do it this way. So yes, so I started by making some little 2024 calendars with the little calendar tabs that you can buy. So they were a couple, and then here's a couple more, just different ways of cutting the paper up. So they're the start on my little calendars. I also made this calendar for myself, which you may have seen a little video I put up. Oops. So that I use this paper for that. So I've really cut into my first pack of this paper. That's my little desk calendar for myself that I've made. And then with the offcuts from this paper, so when you put that much paper and you got this little strip here cut off, so I decided to make up some cards with the offcuts. So these are a few of the cards I've made with the offcuts. It's just beautiful paper. It's just so beautiful. I really do love it. So I thought we'd make I'll just have, I hope you've got your cuppa. I've got mine, it's green tea. So I'll just have a sip to try and get rid of that little tickle. Okay. Today I thought I'd use this paper again because the paper is so beautiful. You don't really need to do any stamping because the paper is the focal point, I feel, within this lot of paper. Some paper you can add stamped images, but this paper I think does all the work and you don't need any stamped images to complement it. So I'm going to use a couple of templates. Now, templates are like card sketches, and I've just been making up a few templates that if I get stuck for ideas, I've got a few templates ready to go that I can just pull out. On the back I've got all the dimensions of what I want to do, what I need to cut, and I can just cut them up and then apply them to many cards with many designer series paper or embossed cardstock, stamped images, whatever. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm just using a couple of templates, which are like card sketches pretty much. They're the same thing, to make some pretty simple, nice, easy cards to focus on this beautiful paper. As I said, I've really cut into my first pack of it. So, but you can see here some of the beautiful images that that is this paper. Some of the backs are just quite plain that complement it. All the birds are on the A side, I would say, and then the backing are sort of very neutral pieces that you could use on any sort of cards. So, and I'm also going to be playing with a stamp punch bundle called Heartfelt Hexagons. This is in the new mini catalogue coming in January, but we were able to purchase this for, I think it was the World Card Making Day in October. We were able to purchase this early. So, and the other bonus is there is a stamp set in Sale-a-bration that coordinates with this punch. So that's another good thing. Okay, so the first template or card sketch we're going to use is this one. So let me get those pieces and put that to one side, because that will be my second one. So we have got your A5 card base here. So we're just going to fold that in half and score down with our bone folder. Get a nice good score line. Okay, so with my card sketch, I'll turn it over. This piece is 5 centimeters by 14.9 or 14.8. It's the same length as your card base. Your A4 cardstock is 29.7 centimeters, and you cut that in half, and it's sort of 14.85. So some people go 14.8, some people go 14.9. It's sort of right in the middle. So if it's a little bit longer, which mine is, I will just cut that off with my paper snips when I've attached it. So that's right over, but I am actually going to bring that in, and that's what the beauty of a card sketch. You don't have to follow it exactly, but if you want to, you can. So I'm just going to bring mine in so I've got a little bit of a border. And get my green glue. I like my green glue. To adhere this to our card base. So straight onto the card base. And templates or sketches are just so great when you're a little bit stuck for inspiration. They can just work really, really well. So just attach that there. And I've got a little mark here, so I'll just get rid of that. Thank you. And as I said, mine's a little bit longer. So I will just flip that over, and with my snips, I will just trim that down. There we go. How pretty is this paper? It's just so pretty. Okay, so now I've got my other focal point. So that is 8 centimeters by 12 centimeters. And the piece of designer series paper, which could also be a stamped image. So if you didn't want to use paper, you could stamp, have white cardstock and stamp onto that. That piece is 7.5 centimeters by 11.5. So because this paper is so beautiful, I'm using the paper as my focal point. Now, if you are wanting to join during Sale-a-bration, you can add this beautiful glass mat to your joining starter kit. It's a beautiful tempered glass mat that you can use underneath your crafting area, and it's just great. I love it. So how easy is that card? And as I said, the paper's doing everything. I've got another dirty mark on my little. This is a shape from the Stylish Shape dies. So I am going to get my boho blue out, because that's the card base, the contrasting card there. And not sure if one of these sentiments will sit with that. Oh yes, the For You will. So we'll get so this is this beautiful stamp set with the punch, and it's just lovely. I love it. So we'll get the For You out, pop that there. And I'll be putting that on with dimensionals, but so far I haven't done that because I might want to wrap some ribbon or something around it. So just make sure that's straight. There we go. So this ink is boho blue. It's one of the 2023 in colours, so it will be here for a little bit longer, another 18 months roughly. So I'm just going to stamp that straight onto there. And get my chamois, my very dirty chamois. And pop this back over here. Oops. Okay, so let me think. I don't think I've got, I don't know whether I want to put boho blue ribbon around that, because I think that would look a bit yuck. It'd be too big, too big. So let's go for some twine. Yes. So this is the linen thread. I love linen thread because it's quite, you know, it's just lovely. Now I just got to work out where I want to put it, because I don't want to cover up any of my birds. I think that looks pretty good. Just a little bit of texture. Okay, so just... Okay, so I shall get some double-sided tape out, because I find that's the best way to secure my linen thread. Okay, so I'm going to just pop it here. And then I'll just wrap it around a few times, just to add a little bit of texture to our card. Except I want it to spread out a little bit. There we go. And once again, a little bit of double-sided tape to secure the backing down. And my paper snips. There we go. And then you can just sort of tease these apart if you want to make it look a little bit more specky. Okay, so I shall get my dimensionals. So when you've got beautiful paper, you can make your cards look stunning with very minimal stamping. And the paper does all the work. And I tell you, some of the papers in the mini catalogue and Sale-a-bration brochure are just so stunning. So we're going to pop that here, like so. I've put that further over. Once again, I've decided I could do that. And my little sentiment, I might just, got a bit of a, so I'm not going to do dimensionals for that. I'm just going to pop that straight on like so. And it's just using the underneath for the dimension. If you wanted to, you could put a little bit more paper to trim your card up on the inside. So let me just find some of that paper. There's the one I want. Of course, I won't be able to find it, will I? It is. So you could put a piece of that on the inside of your card to trim up your inside. So that's a template. And let's just see, I don't think this is directional. 1.5 centimeters might be enough. There we go. And we can trim it inside of our card with a piece of paper like so. And we can either butt it right up or move it in a fraction. I might move it in a fraction to line up with, to tie in with the front of the card. So we can do that. I didn't know whether to go live today or not because I thought lots of people will be away on holidays, but I just thought, oh well, let's just do it. Okay, so once again, I'm going to have to trim this down. But that's just tying in using some more of the beautiful paper. There we go. So that's our first card, using a card sketch or template. Isn't it beautiful? The paper's just so lovely. And I know the birds are sort of sitting over here, and this one's a little bit chopped off, but you can still see them and get the drift of the card. And that's just trimming up the inside. So it's card number 1. So let's put that one with that template or card sketch. Okay. Now let's pop this back over here. Now we're going to do another one with another sketch. And this is this sketch. Once again, I just write on the back. And sometimes it's just handy having them. I know I've got them all saved in Pinterest, all my card sketches, but sometimes it's nice just to grab one from my other side of my desk and go, oh, I can do this, I can use this one. Hi, Marilyn. Ah, this paper's beautiful, isn't it? It's so pretty. So this is the sketch we're going to use to make this card. So this time we have a piece of designer series paper, 6.5 centimeters by 14.4. This is our card base, our A5 card base. So let's fold that over and get that sorted. It's beautiful paper, Marilyn. I love it too. I think it's one of my favorites for a very long time. So I'm going to put this on with all the little birds sitting in the tree there. And this is 3 centimeters by 14.4. And it's actually just the reverse of that. So this is a way you can get to showcase both sides of your paper and have it work for you on your card front. So let's put the birds down first. I hope you had a nice Christmas, Marilyn. Spent some nice time with family and friends. So I'm just popping that over to the left and leaving a little border, a little margin all the way around. And as I said, this is the same piece of paper, but I'm just turning it over and using the contrasting side. Okay. There we go. How beautiful is it? I love it. So this has got fresh freesia colour in it, boho blue, petal pink, I think. It's always on the back of the card, the paper pack. Now this one says to put, this template says to put one of these panels here. I'm not going to do that. I am going to get a piece of white cardstock, which I forgot to bring over. No, I didn't. Here it is. And look at that. I also have fresh freesia right beside me. How good is that? Because I didn't think I'd had that. So that's really cool. Okay, so we're going to punch. He was very quiet. Quiet's good sometimes. Yes, Az was pretty quiet as well. We don't have a very big family, so Az was pretty quiet Christmas. And I think it's quite nice actually. So I'm just going to use that hexagon punch with the fresh freesia. And now I'm going to stamp. So I don't want boho blue. I want fresh freesia. I'm going to stamp, and I might need a bigger block because I want to use this outline, which is here. I've got to get used to the glass mat and the noise it makes when you drop things, because I drop things. Okay, so stamp that down. Beautiful. And I'll clean that over here on my chamois. And put this back. This is a really lovely stamp set. Yeah, I really like it. And the fact that it coordinates with a punch is even better. So this one is sending you lots of love and hugs, because I figure that could be for any kind of card. It could be a sympathy card, it could be a birthday card. So I'm just going to just carefully line that up in the middle of my little outline. Beautiful. And you could use it for any kind of card. Thinking of you card, all sorts of cards. So I'll close my fresh freezer up before I get into trouble. And I'm going to line this up. I always like to try to get the border all the way around even. There we go. I love that punch. Now you technically don't need a background for it because you've got an outline here, but I am going to cut up the middle here and put it on either side of my little sentiment, and then you get like a little bit of a border. So let's get some snail and put it on either side, and that just sort of is another way of extending your punch and getting a bit more extra use out of it, which I quite like. Okay, there we go. And I do have another little birdie that I can fussy cut from this paper. There's a couple of sheets that have just got a whole lot of birds all over it that you can individually fussy cut them out, and they're not that hard to fussy cut really. So I'm just going to quickly do that. So we went to the beach yesterday with our little Rosie, and we bought a new cabana shelter thing for the beach, so we tried that out, my hubby and I and little Rosie, and we had a lovely afternoon, quite a few hours at the beach, and we didn't get sunburnt because we had a lovely cabana over us, and Rosie was running around. We went to a dog friendly beach and it was lovely. So that's how easy it is to cut one of the little birds out, and I just thought I'd put that there. So let me grab my dimensionals and pop them on my sentiment. So as I said, this paper is a level 1 paper in Sale-a-bration with a $90 product spend. The heartfelt hexagon stamp set and punch are in the new mini catalogue that starts on January 4th. I'm just going to pop that there, and I might pop my little bird up on dimensionals too. And there is also another stamp set which is a level 1 stamp set that matches this punch. So there's a couple of options there if you wanted. So this bundle is $66.50, so you'd have to add some cardstock or other things to it if you wanted the stamp set that went with it as well. Or if you wanted the paper, you'd have to add another $30 worth of product or $24 worth of product to get the paper. So that's my second card sketch. Now the other thing I'm going to bring in are some bling. And I'll have a sip of green tea. Now, this has also got Misty Moonlight in it. So I have been using the Tinsel Gems 3-pack because it's got Misty Moonlight and Fresh Freesia. So you can sort of use both on these cards. Whoops, I've used all the small Misty Moonlights up. So I shall go with a couple of big ones. Oops. I might put one over here. And you can see how nice and easy it is to create beautiful cards when you've got beautiful paper. So this is, I'll use Fresh Freesia on this one. I must have some sticky on my mat because the card was sticking down a little bit. So let's do some Fresh Freesia. I'll put one here near the bird. And one here. And one up here. So the Tinsel Gems have got Misty Moonlight, Fresh Freesia and Lost Lagoon. That's the 3-pack. And I'm finding they are working really well with this paper. Okay, so once again you could always trim up the inside, which let's do that again with some paper. So let's do that. Yes, there's something sticky on my mat. I'll have to give it a wipe and grab my pack of paper again. See if I can find. Let's see. Ah! I just dropped it. Dropped what I was trying to do. Okay, so this is this paper. Now 1.5 centimeters of the birds isn't going to get as much. So let's do 1.5 centimeters of the Fresh Freesia. So don't be afraid to cut into your paper. It's there to be used. There's no point in hanging on to it and storing it and not using it. You might as well use it up and enjoy it. So there we go. Put some glue on the back of that. And I think I'm just coming up to half an hour. So that's good. So I'll just put that there. Hold that down. And that's another way of trimming up your inside of the card using a little bit of scrap of your designer series paper. Oh, thank you, Marilyn. So use your card sketches or card templates to get your cards, to make your cards up. Change them if you don't want a big focal point like that. You don't have to have it. You can just do a sentiment and add something else. You can change them. This could be a stamped image if you wanted a stamp image. But if you've got beautiful paper, you don't need to. So use your card sketches to make your cards, because honestly, with the gorgeous paper that we have in our catalogues, you most will take advantage of them and do minimal stamping if you just want to do sentiments. So I hope you enjoyed that. Got a frog in my throat. Let's go back to here. So I hope you've got a cuppa. You've had a cuppa. And I hope you enjoyed those 2 cards. So I don't know if the light's going to let me do this. Nope. No, the light doesn't let me do it. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you're having a great relaxing time in between Christmas and New Year. I'll see you on Monday for my recorded Make It Monday. So have a great weekend, everybody, and thanks for watching. Bye.